Tougen Anki, episode 3. So, we kick off with where the last episode left off with everybody heading to their exam, which kind of reminds me a lot of like the Forest of Death from Naruto. They're essentially gonna go in there, come back. They have to retrieve a ball. There's two available, so each team member has to grab one and come back. But for Shiki's group, only two of them are essentially gonna pass, and the other is getting expelled. Pretty cool rundown. The pink haired girl that comes up to Shiki starts talking to him, trying to introduce herself to her and the mask guy, and they're kind of like already having it all. It's already looking like Team Seven. It is this anime is very much given a lot of Naruto vibes with some Bleach aesthetics, uh, but essentially the mask guy tells Shiki that his ideals are like his goal is too shallow or not that great to begin with. So he is kind of poking fun at his goal, which Shiki does not take kind to that. And as soon as their test essentially starts, these two start going at it, and we learn of the technique that the teacher was using against Shiki in his evaluation thing, which is the blood release, I believe, and it's really cool. Like the mask guy has these kind of like chains, just like going all over his forearm, really spike, really like crazy looking things. And meanwhile, Shiki can't even fathom how to get a hold of that ability, and you can already start to feel like Shiki's doubt creeping in, like how he's doubting himself and the fact that he was talking all this big game, but now it's looking like he's not going to be able to back it up. And he really doesn't like having somebody that's like kind of superior to him and kind of show him off as he feels, especially not the mask guy, because he made fun of his goals and he feels like his goals are warranted, and they're, even though they're idealistic, he feels like it doesn't detract from the fact that he has to do this and he needs to do this to get stronger, but also it's making him coming face to face with somebody of his own grade that's so much better than him already starts filling him with doubt of like whether he's gonna actually be able to do it. And I like that Shiki's not the only one that's dealing with these low self-esteem issues, as the pink hair girl is actually dealing with that as well. As when she tripped in the forest and she realized that she didn't even realize there was a like ball right next to her, but the teachers actually was able to pick up that ball. And when she went back to try to reconnect with Shiki and the other guy, she almost got her her life completely blown as the guy sends projectiles of these saws at her. And luckily for her, Shiki was there to save her and protect her. But because Shiki got hurt, she started freaking out that it was all her fault, and she was able to do her own blood release technique, which summoned kind of like this like Titan like thing, or maybe this like JoJo's has like stand of her sister, and we instantly learn a bit about how these abilities manifest as the teacher kind of goes over how they're able to do it. And the teacher does say that these abilities manifest based on experience, and it's not likely to happen if you try to force it. It's something you have to go through, which would explain how she got this insane ability, which is, I think her sister sacrificed herself protecting her, and now she's able to use her blood release to kind of summon her sister once again, her big sister, to protect her from anybody. But one of the drawbacks is it does release a lot of blood, so like doing it is kind of risky. Even the mask guy kind of points out like she's used up too much blood, like it could be fatal if we don't do something about it. And also it could ruin his own test chances if they are not able to stop it. Which I really like, that there's this sense of like, okay, yes, you can use your blood powers, but like they could also come at a cost. Like you, even though Onis have more blood than humans, they can't use it all at once or like misuse it, or otherwise they will meet the same fate as a human that loses too much blood, which is really, really good way to set up a limit to this ability going crazy. But while we have the students going at it, prior to this, we have the the principal and the teacher kind of talk about like how he's handling this, and how this is a bit like odd that he's doing this in the first day. And the teacher's pretty much like, yeah, well, we want the strongest to fight alongside us anyway, so like we might as well weed out all the weak ones. And I love that the principal kind of points out that these Oni are just younglings. They don't know the outside world. They don't know how cruel it is. Like already cementing doubt of that the world is not just all black and white. Like there's deeper shit than just like Oni versus Momotaro. Like the Momotaro have actually taken children and experimented on them, which only leads me to believe like a few things, like, or like I have a few theories of how the Momotaros kind of developed this ability that they have of dust, black dust, which it's probably derived from like the same way that Onis do it with their own blood. These are like the blood. The end, they kind of look like the horns of the Oni, so it was probably there's some part of Oni that's involved with the Momotaro actually being able to use abilities kind of like the Oni. That's what I'm presuming anyway. But yeah, no, Shiki and the mask guy decided to try to take on the girl, and the mask guy actually is able to use his blood release and bring out two different weapons, which the teacher already found like, wow, like maintaining one's already hard enough, but maintaining two, like, it just shows the amount of skill and precision this guy has. Like, it's way above like any of the first years so far that we've seen. Really, so like he's really a step up from everybody, but even that is not enough to save him from this blood release of like the Titan like thing. And then we have the Shiki finally start to understand, or like really he really starts lamenting how weak he is, and then he realizes how how the ability works of the blood eclipse, which is which now that he's realized that he's able to bring out this like grenade launcher that he blasts through a hole in the Titan, kind of, and it releases a big shockwave. Like I don't think the teacher or like the master guys expected Shiki to be able to release so much firepower all at once. So really, really interesting stuff, at least for me. And yeah, no, I'm loving this anime. I think this is a nice 8 out of 10.